Hi everyone, welcome back to DeFi Daily. Today we will have the third episode of the series dedicated to the liquidity war. If you missed the previous episodes, I highly recommend you to have a look to them, more specifically to the previous one, to the one that we have talked about just yesterday. If you missed that video, we'll leave also the link into the right corner here. In any case, don't worry, I will create also a whole playlist. If you will go to the playlist, you will have the opportunity to find Liquidity War and you will find all the episodes about this series. This series is really in order to help you build strong fundamentals on how the whole DeFi ecosystem is working. Last time we have talked about how Abracadabra Money has solved a problem about liquidity that we have seen, for example, on PancakeSwap. In the last image that I shared with you last time, there was a chart that was telling us that Yearn Finance and Convex Finance were the main holders of voting escrow CRV. So the tokens of CRV that are locked inside of Curve, and they are giving you the right to vote for which kind of pools the major amount of rewards will go. Today, we will discuss on how Yearn Finance and Convex Finance has reached this kind of power and how it works. So let's start immediately. Just before to start, guys, remember that all the contents in this channel just for educational purpose and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but do always your research first. Okay, let's jump into the topic, starting with the platform of Curve. As you can see on Curve, here you have a different pool. Each pool is paying you a base APY plus a reward. The base APY is the one that everyone is receiving. The second one, as you can see, it is changing, could be 4%, 11%, and it is related to the amount of CRV that you have locked inside the platform. So it means the higher amount of CRV tokens that you have inside the platform, higher would be also your reward. And starting from this point, this is what have done Yearn Finance. So Yearn Finance is what is doing with the Vault feature is just asking to you, okay guys, come into my platform. And instead of just depositing your LP tokens inside Yearn Finance that will pay you just the base APY for the simple reason that you don't have enough CRV locked inside Yearn Finance, what you can do instead is come into my platform, Yearn Finance, deposit your LP tokens, and you will start to receive an APY that is much greater than the simple APY that you would receive on Yearn Finance, for the simple reason that Yearn Finance is doing two different things. From one thing is a holder of a CRV, so is receiving a higher amount of reward. So instead of receiving, let's say, just the base APY, is able to receive also the upper amount of rewards for the simple reason that it is holding in a high amount of CRV and it is staking them, locking them inside the platform. So this is the first reason why people are coming to Yearn Finance, because Yearn Finance is able to pay you something that from your side just alone you are not able to reach it. The second thing is because it is an auto compounder and it is applying a strategy, so it is reinvesting your CRV that you are just receiving as a reward. So let's try to make an example just to make it clear how does it work. So let's start with the case that you have some meme. You are coming to Yearn Finance, you are depositing your meme inside Curve, but instead of staking your LP tokens inside Curve because you don't have any CRV, because you are not a holder of CRV and you don't want to lock your CRV inside Yearn Finance, but you want in any case maximize your return on investment, what you can do is come into Yearn Finance and just deposit here your LP tokens with me. In this moment, Yearn Finance what will do? Will take your LP tokens and will stake for you on Yearn Finance. But due to the fact that Yearn Finance is holding CRV and it is locking them inside the platform, you will be able to earn a higher amount of APY. Not to mention that at the same time, Yearn Finance, what will do is also auto-compounding, so taking your CRV that you are earning through this kind of pool, selling your rewards and reinvesting into Curve, so increasing your position, and it is keeping this kind of loop into the time. What is the advantage for Yearn Finance is that it is taking a part of your rewards as a fee and is retaining this amount in order to increase the treasury, increase the amount of CRV that is holding. But it's not ended here, because what they are doing is another step, and it is coming through the labs feature, this one here. If you are using the Yearn Finance, you have another opportunity, is that come here and lock your CRV. So instead of just going to Curve Finance and locking your CRV on Curve Finance, you can come to Yearn Finance, lock your CRV, and instead of receiving a voting asking CRV, you will receive some yvCRV. And instead of receiving just some voting escrows on some vCRV, you will receive some yvCRV. That is the token, the tokenized token of the voting escrow CRV from Yearn Finance. Once you have done this, you can use the yvBOOST, that is like a tool that is enabling you to earn up to 130%. And in the moment when you are depositing your CRV inside Yearn Finance, what you are giving up is your voting power. So in the moment when you are receiving, you are deciding to have the advantage, so the opportunity to earn this kind of APY that is much higher than just the basic APY that you would earn on Curve Finance just staking your CRV. And the reason why Yearn Finance is doing this, because it's saying, okay guys, I will pay much more than just the amount that Curve is able to pay you. But on the other side, you are giving to me the voting power, so I can boost all the pools that I'm interested in. So as you can see, the mechanism is quite simple. On one side, Yearn Finance is saying to you, okay guys, come to my platform and stake your LP tokens inside my platform for the simple reason that I have many CRVs, so I can boost your rewards. Not to mention that I will also apply some automated strategy in order to maximize and auto-compound your yield. On the other side, if you have some CRV, instead of just going to Curve Finance and stake them there because the APY is so low there, you can come to my platform, stake your CRV on my platform, I will stake for you into the Curve Finance platform, and in exchange I will give you some boosted APY, because I have the advantage to take your voting power, and in exchange I'm boosting your rewards, giving you some revenue share from my platform. There is another advantage of staking your Curve on Yearn Finance and not just on Curve Finance, is because the yvCRV is like having a liquid token, because you can go, for example, on SushiSwap and just sell at the market. So in any moment you will have the ability to exit from your position. So it's like having a liquid token. So this is the first step and what has done by Yearn Finance. But the real king of this war, at least when we are talking about the Curve wars, is not Yearn Finance, because Convex, seeing what was doing Yearn Finance, said, okay guys, the idea is great because in this way we can accumulate CRV and increasing our power inside Curve Finance. But there is a big problem. With the Yearn Finance mechanism, the value, so the price of CRV is just jumping. So the amount, the value of the rewards that I'm giving to the people is lower, for the simple reason that in order to increase the position, what are doing the different automated strategies is increasing the selling pressure, because Yearn Finance, what is doing is dumping all the rewards that people are receiving from their LP tokens, and in this way obviously the price of Servo is simply going down. What has been done by Convex is, instead of just rewarding people with a CRV token, so with just the basic rewards of Yearn Finance, they have added rewards paid in CVX, that is the Convex Finance token. For example, if you click on the eye here, you will see the breakdown of the rewards, and as you can see here, CVX, this kind of rewards are paid, this amount is paid into a Convex token, into the token of the platform. So it's adding an additional layer on the rewards that the Yearn Finance was just doing a moment ago. So instead of using Yearn Finance and receiving only rewards with some automated strategy on CRV tokens, through Convex Finance, you are able also to receive some rewards paid into the Convex token. So as you can see, in this way, Convex Finance is able to do two main things. From one side, is able to pay to the users a higher amount of fees. On the other side, is able to retain a higher amount of CRV for the simple reason that is using its own token, the CVX, in order to reward people. In addition to what we have just seen and exactly how it is happening also on Yearn Finance, there is also the possibility for you to stake your CRV instead than just on Yearn Finance, staking them on Convex Finance in order to receive a boosted APY. As you can see, the APY that is paid right now is the number that you are seeing here. And here you can find also the whole breakdown. As you can see, it is paid in CVX also, and so on. So this is exactly how does it work also on Yearn Finance. But there is another innovation that has been introduced by Convex, and it is the possibility to lock your CVX, because the CVX token is a token that is becoming really powerful, because as we have seen through the boosting mechanism of the pools, Convex is able to retain and to collect a really high amount of CRV. Plus, also through this feature here, convert CRV. In the moment when you are converting your CRV, you are staking them and receiving in exchange some CVX CRV, you are giving the voting power to a Convex Finance. Yes, on the other side, you are receiving a much higher APR than just what you would have received from Yearn Finance. So the result is that Convex has a really high voting power into the Yearn Finance platform. Just to give you an idea, exactly as we have seen the other day, this is the power, this is the amount of Curve token that has been collected by the Convex platform. That means around 45% of the whole CRV tokens that are in circulation. So a really high amount of power that is controlled by Convex. So as you can understand, owning the CVX token is giving you a really high power into the Yearn Finance platform, because people that are controlling the CVX token have the power to manage and to decide and to move the 45% of the entire supply of the voting escrow tokens of Yearn Finance. And this is the reason why many people are just staking the CVX token into this feature. And if you are locking your CVX token for 16 days plus 2 days, you will earn fees from the platform, plus you will give a voting weight for proposal. So here, for example, if you click on a Go to Vote page, you would have the opportunity to participate to the governance process that will give you the right to vote on which pools the Convex Finance should vote on Yearn Finance. So as you can understand, we have started with a war inside Yearn Finance, but the war is slowly moving inside the Convex Finance, because many people are just saying, okay guys, almost half of the supply of Yearn Finance is controlled by Convex. So the real power is not anymore just trying to control the CRV token, but the real power is controlling CVX, because through one CVX I'm able to control, let's say right now, if I'm not wrong, it would be like 5 to 6 CRV. So we are really talking about a really high amount of value, because from one CVX you can control something around 5 to 6 CRV. So we are really talking about a really high amount of value. That's also the reason why, as you can see, there is written here that $1 billion is locked, of CVX is locked inside the platform. And you can also understand why the price, for example, of the token CVX is increasing in value so much in the last, as if you can see, from August to where we are right now. Even if the price has crashed, we are 10 times higher than just a couple of months ago. And this is due for the simple reason that the real value of Convex is exercitating a really high amount of power inside the Yearn Finance platform. So guys, I hope that this overview helped you to understand that the Yearn Finance wars has started with Yearn Finance that applied this mechanism to incentivize people to go on Yearn Finance instead of just depositing the LP tokens inside the Yearn Finance platform. But after that, Convex Finance came out and said, guys, we can do even better. We can create a new token that can really acquire and increase in value during the time, reducing from one side the dilution of the value into the CRV token, and on the other side, incentivizing people to just come and use the Convex Finance platform, because the Convex Finance platform is for real the king, the winning protocol when we are talking about this first phase of the Yearn Finance war. But it's not ended here, because as I showed you last time, yes, how is it possible that if the major power is controlled by Convex Finance, the higher amount of the rewards are going to meme and Frax? That's a good question, and we will try to understand it into the next episode. For now, guys, remember that what I really care for you to understand is that different protocols had the idea to build something on top of Yearn Finance, and creating this kind of dynamics that are able to create new tokens that are really able to produce some kind of value. In this case, in the moment when we are talking about Convex Finance, the CVX token is a crucial token, because it is able to give you the power to participate and to allocate rewards inside the Yearn Finance platform. And this war is not ended here, and in the next episode I will explain to you what's going on and what are the next steps. Because yes, there are at least another couples of steps that you should know. Guys, let me know what you think about this episode, and if you have any question, as always, you can just ask me into the comment section below. And remember, if you like it, if you like this kind of series, the best way to sustain me is leaving a big thumbs up and drop a comment. And I will see you with another episode soon. Bye guys!